And you're my neighbor.
Yeah,
right across the street. Yeah.
Hello. Nice to see you again. You know my mom, so I have to be on my best behavior.
That's right.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Arslan. So the reason I'm here today is I've lived in Berryville for going on 5 years now, and I've met a lot of people through pickleball and hanging out at the park and just meeting people with all the public amenities that Berryville has to offer. However, maybe the easiest thing that somebody could get into that requires no equipment is our tracks. And that has been something that I was kind of confused on why they were not open to the public. So I actually went to town council last week because I just figured they would be the ones that would be willing to unlock the tracks. They directed me to call a phone number that led me to the principal of Johnson Williams. He said that they are trying to open up the tracks more. However, he then directed me to Andre Kendrick, who said he's also trying to open up the tracks more. However, the reason they're not open boils down to apparently people are letting their dogs roam free and then pooping, and then kids are stepping in the poop and then tracking it back in. So he then said the reason that the pickleball courts and tennis courts and baseball diamonds and soccer fields are all open is because people kind of self-police in the community. So he recommended me do two things. One, try to get the word out in the community to be like, don't mess up our stuff so that, a few people aren't ruining it for everybody. And then he also said that I should come talk to you all to see if there might be an opportunity to do like a trial period for the summer and what it might take to open up the tracks to the public. Before coming here, I did go to Hanley High School, Daniel Morgan, Shenandoah University, and Millbrook to see if their tracks were open to the public, and if so, how they did that. All of them were open to the public, and at least Hanley and Daniel Morgan seemed to do a really good job with signage saying no pets were allowed, which would solve the dog poop issue. Also, the signs obviously said you can't be on the property during school events or during school, which makes perfect sense. And then it just said to be respectful of the property and pick up your trash. So if there would be an opportunity to do a trial run for the summer so that people could get out and enjoy the nice weather and all the assets we have to offer, I think that'd be great, and would love to help if I can.
Thank you so much.
That's it.
Thank you.
Do you want to speak to that at all, Dr. Bowling? Or
Typically we don't, but I can. I'm actually accustomed to all school facilities being open where I've been, and even at a college nearby, the track and that. But it was interesting. At one point, I traveled to another division in Virginia, and everything was closed. And it was, that at all point. And I remember my son having a wrestling tournament and wanting to go out and run, and even though it was locked up. We are having it open more than we had. Now, during the school year, what we did is our custodial staff stayed until like 10 o'clock. So we made it available after practice from like 5:30 to 10 p.m. during the school year. Our custodial staff leave at 3:30. So right now it is open like 8 to 3:30 Monday through Friday because they're there. They do close it when they go. I think we could do an easy trial run with the animal piece. We would have to look at a policy we have, though, which does allow animals on campus on a leash. So that may be something that it would take a policy committee to say then they couldn't be on those facilities, because the schools that I were used to that were open did have that in place, that they weren't allowed anywhere on campus. The other reason, though, they hadn't been opened is worried about the bleachers over there in the goalpost and liability if there's no staff on duty. So it's something we would just have to talk with insurance and see if Andre, because it would be under his purview, Mr. Kidrick, if he's comfortable with that or not. The high school one is extremely expensive, and that's why it's a little bit more of a concern, and having access to the football field. That would be something that would be a board decision if you wanted to open them both up, but there is potential because the grass and the field up there is a lot more expensive. I would think opening up the middle school would be much more simplistic. And a lot of schools just have closed at dark or at dusk, and then it's just on your honor that you're not there. We do have the goalposts though, which they could hang or get hurt on that are within ours that in some middle school and elementary track are not there. And a lot of elementary tracks don't have bleachers either. So we have a little bit more liability than some districts at that at the middle site, but I think it would be the easiest.
Okay, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So just to kind of reiterate, it currently is open
8 to 3:30.
8 to 3:30.
Monday through Friday,
Okay.
because that's when we have staff
Okay.
on
Okay.
duty. The reason they close it, and I think they may come in a little bit early, is why they get off at 3:30. We're off to 4:30. I mean,
Okay.
we probably could switch it to an administrator closing it at 4:30. It becomes challenging after that because we have no staff on duty,
Right.
so we would either have to accept, that people would be there without supervision or not.
I did have one question. Just because the pickleball courts seem to be pretty available, do they lock up at night as well, or are those just an honor system?
They're just honor system because there's nothing in there but the asphalt.
Would there be any opportunity to maybe gate off the bleachers at the middle school? Obviously, that would be like if people were not being honorable. But
They're inside that, so you'd almost have to do a fence the entire perimeter of the track, which would be really kind of expensive. But it's something that I'm certainly willing to look at the possibility of. It would be under Andre's department, though, and he would recommend it to the school board. But
I am glad that it's open at least more than it was last summer and in previous summers, because this is not a new concern that's been brought before the board.
no, they were locked completely except for school use up until last year or at the beginning of this year. So it is some progress.
Yeah.
Just being in that world for 30 years, there's a lot of issues that can arise, and there are insurance issues as well, liability issues, and a lot of concerns that you have to consider before we would look to open it up freely. We'd have to. It
Yeah, it's open right
It's a
now, but under
double-edged sword.
control.
really is. I mean, you could have people come in and start using it as a business, training people. That would not be right either.
No.
Okay. All right.